Bernard lost his sight at 47 years old.
Imagine waking up one day, you can't see your world.
Are you sick and tired of answering people's random questions?
You do have a right to feel a bit more entitled.
Jared, this is a dick move, Jared.
Have you ever tried to high-five a visually impaired person? This is your daily Ketchup.
Boom.
So recently, you guys might have seen an ad on TikTok by frequently awkward questions that aim to unawkward our interactions with persons with disabilities. Which begs the question, is it really not awkward? Right, so to answer this question, we have invited Mr. Bernard
Hello, Bernard!
to join us and answer some questions.
Thank you.
Jared, can you introduce Bernard to us?
Right, so Bernard lost his sight at 47 years old after both his retinas detached in August 2017. Yeah, he previously worked in the police force, taught speech and drama to preschool children, and was also an avid dragon boater. But now he's a manager at Knox Dine in the Dark.
Supervisor.
So it's quite recent that you lost your sight, right?
Yeah.
What was it like a gradual thing, or was it all of a sudden?
No, it was all of a sudden because when I came back from work, right, after my work at one of the school teaching drama, I came back and slept, and then next morning it was a bit fuzzy when I woke up. Then next split second just went dark. Yeah, so it was considered overnight thing. And then when I was conveyed to the hospital, they told me I had retinal detachment without me knowing, because I didn't have any sign of symptoms like floaters or flashes. They did check with me also whether I was involved in any traumatic accidents or whatsoever, knocked to the head. I said, no, not that I know of. Yeah, and the most shocking thing was it happened both eyes at the same time, something very unusual. It was a big shock to myself, especially. Imagine waking up one day, you can't see, your world turns just in a blink of an eyes. My pun.
I see.
Yeah.
My pun.
Oh, I like that. I see. I didn't see that coming.
Oh, you bitch!
Why?
I was very worried we were going to do that eventually. It took 5 minutes.
Should I change my jokes for this?
Yes.
No, be yourself. Yeah.
So I actually met Bernard many years ago. And I remember my experience with Bernard was at Knox Dine in the Dark, which I love, by the way. Shout out to you should totally go.
He talks about it a lot.
Yeah, they closed down and they open again. So Bernard was attached to my table, and he was like, he and the rest of his colleagues were just clicking to echolocate around the restaurant.
Bats,
like bats.
Is that
right? Because I did ask, because you keep hearing like behind you, it's like, or something like that. Then I'm like, why do you all do that? Like, I thought it could be, for example, like reverse lights like that, like I'm coming, don't walk in front of me. But then after that, they told me they were echolocating, and then my mind was then blown. I couldn't focus on the food. So can you explain how can we do that? And like, is it real?
What? They're just all acting this. So let's just all tell them we're echolocating.
What we do, the clicking sound is just speaking from our mouth.
Ooh.
Right? So basically that we use it in the dark. Number one is like a call sign between me and my colleagues, and also to let my diners know that we are moving around. Because in the dark, if imagine you can't see anything, if I imagine Dennis was just sitting there and just touch her, hello Dennis, I think she probably jumped.
To be very honest, you were really freaky that day, because he was like, if we all need anything, just like call my name. Then we're like, okay. So obviously you feel a bit bad, which is why I think we're having this unawkward conversation.
It is quite rude, yeah.
You do feel quite bad because you know the person that is serving your table is visually impaired. So it's like, but you want to find your cup. Sometimes you ask for help just to say where is my cup, because it's like and then you're like asking a visually impaired person for help lah. That's the entire concept of the restaurant. It's so strange.
Alternate universe.
So then we want to order like more things. So I was like, then you don't know how loud to shout, because you have no concept of the layout of the restaurant.
Wait, is everyone there whispering?
Yes. You don't know. They never tell you to whisper, but you just find yourself whispering because you have no concept of how many people in the room or how large the space is.
Right.
So I just be like, Bernard, just like Bernard. Then he just, yes, Mr. Jonathan. Like some Alfred Batman vibe. Right. So like, where are y'all standing? Because
everywhere.
You want, right?
It's a Batman thing to say.
Yeah. We recognize your name, your voice. That's very important. That's the reason why we introduce ourselves, so we get used to your voices and of course your name. Yeah. So calling your name, it becomes a very personal touch. personal service to you, to the person, the diner itself. Yeah, and it's fine to call us anytime in anything you need.
Right.
But theoretically, like if you lose your cane, right, can you find your way around by clicking?
Yes.
How does that work? Honestly though, how does that work? Like,
Well,
what are you
okay,
listening to?
like-
I can't hear anything.
After going through training from the Singapore Visually Handicapped, where I got the training on how to lead like a blind person, right? And how to use a mobility cane and so on. Part of the training also taught us how to use the escalator going up and also identifying the sound of the escalator.
How does the escalator sound?
Yeah, the escalator makes a different sound because of the motor, right? So the up riding is always the loudest compared to the down riding, if you notice. Yeah, that's
Your
what-
hearing really is better than us.
Yeah, but unfortunately now with the new escalator, it's all very silent. That's where another problem comes in. And of course, our best friend is our mobile phone right now. We can't live without it, right? So same thing with me. I had my mobile phone. My mobile phone was useless when I lost my vision initially. I had to depend on my sister to answer the call. I had to depend on people to write messages and so on. So that was when the training at the Singapore Visually Handicapped was a plus point. They taught me how to use my mobile phone, and because of technology, for Apple user we have voice over. So if you're an Android user, there's talkback or talk assist. So it's one of the application can be found in your settings. So once you turn on the application itself, especially the voice over, it reads to you everything on the phone.
Like
Right.
text to speech, that kind of
Text
thing.
to speech. Okay, I can give you an
Yeah,
example.
I was very curious about that.
Okay, I'm gonna open my curtain so you guys can see. Hold on,
You what now?
Curtain.
Screen curtain on. It's like a curtain shade from the screen so that you guys cannot see. You just see black.
Oh.
Yeah, that's called privacy. I off it by tapping it, and so now you can see my phone.
Yes.
Right. So basically, the app
You are
is-
so confident we can see your phone. Why is that?
you guys are excited one. If you cannot see
Because
me,
nobody's protesting.
if you can't see, join the club. No, I'm kidding. So you just
So
I just like my phone. Just read to me. It's like scrolling down.
Oh. So as he's tapping, it's just going down to the
Yeah,
side.
yeah. I can see
Yeah.
the thing moving.
It's like if you press tab on your computer.
Yeah, exactly. So, but anyway, during the test itself, it covers you like teaching you basic things like tracing the wall, shore tracing. Shore tracing means to use thinking like using the side of the wall or the pavement, especially when you're outside using the mobility cane. And of course, let's say in the room, all right, you come to empty room, the sound is much different when you have things in the room. You understand what I mean?
The sound
of the-
disappears when there are things in the room
okay.
though.
Like for example, like a sheltered walkway, for example. All right. So when I tap my cane, or sometimes when I do like that, it's like you see, it's like very heavy. The sound is like very heavy, right? It doesn't bounce. So if I let's say move slightly towards my 9 o'clock, there's a space there. Here, there you go. There's a different sound.
Yeah, there is a different sound.
Yeah, there is a
You have
different
a
sound.
6 snap though.
Yeah.
Do you think
Very
that
loud.
after you lost your sight, your other senses like heighten?
Yeah, you do. Especially for me, my sense of hearings and sense of smell. Yeah, that's why I always tell my diners, don't do a silent fart. I can hear. I can smell miles away.
I actually heard that silent fart joke in the TikTok video that you were in. About the unawkward conversations. So just to clarify, the entire video series was kind of like to make the awkward conversations unawkward.
Right.
And so in your experience, like, are people generally awkward around you?
Yes, they are. They have a lot of questions like to find out about people with disability.
Yeah.
Right. I do have people on the street do ask me also like, how do I guide you? I love to guide you, but I don't know. I just do not know how. So I just like tell them, okay, pass me your elbow, your right elbow. I'm gonna hold on to your elbow. Very simple reason why, because we feel your movement when you make a turn and so on, and you are actually my eyes. So do you need to let me know when we come to a steps, like what John just now did it. He tell me, okay, you're gonna pass by. The door is opening on the right, on the left. These are all information that will be captured by myself, or even for people visually impaired. Even though it may seem something very simple, right? But to us, it's a very important information. Yeah. So that video that I did, and a lot of other videos that I've done, or my other colleagues have done, was a very good good video that we create awareness. The most important thing is the awareness that we are lacking of, right? Because we are considered a very minority. Why? Because compared to the big population in Singapore, we are just maybe 1%.
Right. So
Yeah.
would you say the why you are part of this campaign is that we believe innately that many Singaporeans do want to help, but they are too awkward to reach out to help. And so we want to try and make Singaporeans unawkward lah.
Yeah,
so
that's
we
true.
can make them follow their heart lah and be the kind people that they already are.
Yeah, you're totally right. I have a lot of misconception. People always tell us, walk straight, walk straight. It's wrong. When you are blind, you can't see what is walking straight. And if you're in the train station, you notice all those silver stuff on the floor, right? These are called tactiles, which a lot of commuters still doesn't know that is for the visually impaired to use. Right, so there are two different kinds. One is a straight line, a parallel, and one's a dotted. So the straight line, the parallels is called directional tiles, and the little circle is called decision tiles. Yep. So so that would actually help us to walk straight.
It's true. Oh my god, I feel like I've been guilty on like guiding a visually impaired person. I'm like, okay, so just all the way straight.
Yeah, all the way straight.
Especially
Exactly.
when I don't know the person, and that's where I think this campaign is wonderful.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I do feel like I do want to help, and my concern is that maybe they don't want my help because, like you say, you went for training and everything already. Maybe they are completely independent. Maybe this is their route to work. Maybe this is their route home. So sometimes when I ask whether I could offer to help, and they just say okay, right? Then also because I guess if you live visually impaired, you maybe don't pay attention to your own facial features anymore. So they're just like, okay. So I don't know whether they want or they just don't want to make me feel bad, so they allow me to help them, you know?
So the main important thing is always vocalize it. I mean, just a very politely, hi, can I help you? Right? And then they say, yes, in what ways can I help you? Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, most of us who has gone through this training, so we know how to actually, I don't say educate, but to share information like how to guide the visually impaired. Let me tell all the viewers out there, please don't take it too hard if you reject your help. Right?
Oh.
All right, don't feel bad because certain routes that we are very familiar with, we like to be much more independent.
What's that like? Is it a picture that's in your head? It's like a render, is it?
Yes, you're right. It's a picture image in my head.
But this is also because you previously were sighted, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
for someone who say they were born
blind
with, then they are not able to visualize this.
Yeah, they do, but they took a longer time, slightly longer.
Right.
Slightly longer. So that's why for those, I mean, I have friends who are born blind, all right? When they do attend school for the blind when they were very young, so they were taught a lot of things, like how to handle money.
Hey, could you, you know our dollar bill has like the
dots.
little dots at the corners.
Okay.
That
That
can't really be felt. Like I tried.
yes, you are right, John. It's very helpful if the note is fresh from the mint.
Yeah.
You can feel. Sometimes you can feel it, even though it's a old note, because at the ATM, right, the thing is compressed, so the dots is actually
a bit flattened
already. Yeah. So what we do is actually compare the sizes first. So $2 and $5.
Notes are different size.
Yeah, different
Come on,
size.
Jared. This one doesn't take much. Yeah.
You only got $2.
No, Jared loves to give. Yeah.
Let's see what he can tell.
Jared, this is a dick move, Jared.
Okay, so
I don't want to be the
I'm trying to be unawkward.
So anyway, between the $2 and $5, the $2 and $5 are very close to each other. All right, there is a difference between 10, 5s, and 2s. That's for sure.
Okay, I'm handing you a bunch of cash.
Okay. Hang on, let me feel. This doesn't feel like a note; it's just a big piece of paper.
Woo! That's from Jared.
Yeah, that's the
I didn't have a $2 note. This was the best I could do.
That's definitely a dollar note. That's the money itself because of that.
How
I
much
can't say.
money?
Yeah.
But how
How
much?
much?
He measuring
correct, you
the
can
length.
keep.
He measuring the length.
That's a 10.
Whoa!
You measure it according
Thank
to your palm. You deserve it.
No, I'm kidding.
We'll reimburse you later.
Yeah, we will reimburse you.
Yeah, try $50, babe.
I don't have any.
The larger amount, the
Larger
faster you can
amount.
tell.
Yeah, so there is a difference in terms of size. That's why I measure, I use my palm to measure. So I know $10 is like that.
You know how they say being blind is not seeing black, right? And as someone that has seen black and then lost your vision, how would you explain
What you're seeing.
you are not seeing?
Very simple. For me, I don't see darkness. For me, I see white. right now in front
Oh,
of
you
me.
really see white?
Yeah, white. It's like a bright light shining on your eyes. That kind of sensation. Yeah, even in the dark place, even when I close my eyelid, I just see white.
You are not seeing nothing. You are seeing white.
White. Yeah, white is not like the light that's on. I don't even see your expression. I don't see you guys at all.
Right.
I don't.
Do you compare notes with people that are born blind? That
Yes, we do.
because you can't describe white. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So when I tell them white, what do they mean? I said, you know, when you switch on the lights, right?
Yeah.
The lights itself, the heat.
So at this point, your conclusion is: are you convinced that you are all y'all have the same? Y'all see the same thing? If you know what I mean. Wow, sorry. In my head,
Yeah, go ahead.
I tried to phrase it 3 times. I couldn't.
No
make it.
problem.
No, so would you say that?
The perception of blindness is the same.
Yeah.
Almost.
Okay.
Almost.
Because no one has even been able to describe what is seeing nothing.
Yeah.
What I always struggle with, right, is the concept of normal. Because I think, like, I mean, with social media, whatever, getting more woke, then now everybody say, oh, no matter who it is, we must treat them as like the same. But then the situation is that clearly I see a situation where I can help and perhaps help is appreciated. Then now I feel worried because I don't want them to feel like I don't think that they're independent or I don't think that they can do it themselves.
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether I should go forward. And that's where I get very awkward because like I'm struggling internally with
But
the debate.
nowadays, you see girls carry heavy things, you offer the other don't carry. Sometimes they're angry at you.
Yeah.
So you think I cannot?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, for me, I don't mind helping out.
Yeah.
Do you think you had to learn to, like in a sense, like learn to receive?
I love to receive more than giving.
Like because I would imagine if I were to lose my sight, right? I think like having everything stripped away from me in that moment, I would want to retain as much of a sense of independence as I can. And so I can imagine, like, especially maybe in the first year or so, right, it's going to be difficult for me to voice out when I need help from somebody else, especially in public.
Right.
Do you think you went through that?
Yeah, I went through that. Even my own place, my own home itself, it was so frustrating. Okay, imagine you, the first thing when the doctor after did the operation, right, really the retina attached back, and then he was like removing the bandage, right? So and then he flashed a torchlight in front of me. So I heard the click, click, click sound. So he went from left to right. Went left to right and so on. So and my head movement actually moved within the light sound.
Yeah.
So he actually thought that I could see. So the minute he asked me, can you see the light? I said, what light? He said, I'm actually having a torchlight in my hand. I said, no, I can't see the light.
Could have been a pen.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. So anyway, so I said, yeah, then said, but your head movement, your eyes movement is moving to the direction I'm pointing. I said, yeah, that's because of the sound. Yeah. So then he did another test and that's how I discovered that. Well, I must say emotionally, yes, it is. It affected me, 2 months actually. Yeah, I got out of my traumatic experience within 2 months in October 2017. I was back on my feet, moving around to places I'm familiar with.
By yourself?
By myself, yeah. And also getting things done. I started to learn to cook. I started to learn to cook for my 2 boys.
That's one of the few things you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah, I mean, started to get back as much independence as I can, and get back to my life as much as I can, because I don't want to be a disappointment to my 2 boys. But I was very, very proud of my 2 boys. They said, Dad, how can we abandon you? Right? You are a part of us. Yeah, you took care of us. Right now, it's about time we take care of you.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
How old are your boys?
The oldest is 28. The youngest is 23.
Wow.
Yeah.
Revenue churning already. Very good.
Well, I'm still working ATM, by the way.
How dare you?
Hey, don't lie. I mean, boys will be boys. Yeah, it was frustrating initially. Boys being boys, they leave everything around. I will trip and fall and so on. So they got used to it. They got used to me, and I visualize it, everything now with them, and now I'm like a street directory to them. Because why? When we go shopping, grocery shopping, right? So when I place it on the shelves, I actually might map, okay, the top shelf is these are the items, the shampoo, and so on. And then they say, Dad, I can't find, do you have a spare toothbrush? Yep, just go to the back area, on the second shelf, to your right.
Wow.
What do you miss most about being able to see?
Independence, meaning to say I can just walk into the shopping mall and just do my shopping on my own. Right now I have to depend on someone, on a sighted person, and that's why I really miss most. And of course, driving. I love to drive.
Oh,
yeah, I
me
used
too.
to. Yeah, now I drive my parents up the wall. That I'm very good at.
How about traveling? Because like ever since you lost your sight, have you been able to like
You're talking
go
about traveling overseas?
Overseas,
or,
yeah. Because I can imagine like the infrastructure of Singapore is like fairly friendly to
And
the
you're
visually impaired.
familiar.
Yeah,
familiar,
yeah. I mean, I do travel overseas. I recently, when I lost my vision, right? So 2018, 2019, and currently also, I do travel overseas. Of course, this time round, I need a sighted person to sight guide me to go with.
You get priority boarding.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We do. And even through the immigration, we don't do the, what do you call it, the fingerprinting, right?
Oh.
Or the iris screening, right? Yeah, because of what we do is we go to the special counter, which is another immigration counter. So we got a VIP treatment.
I see.
Not very important person, but visually impaired people.
Wow, you really gotta be ready for when he wants to turn, yeah.
So how do you think Singapore ranks amongst the countries that you've traveled to, right? On being VI friendly?
It is improving very slowly. Examples like in Taiwan, in Japan, especially in Japan, they have tactiles all over the street.
Right.
Yeah, so that we will know how to walk straight. We don't bang into the wall or into the pillar and so on. And the people there, they just approach. Hi, you need any help? You know, they are not very, they don't feel awkward. Yeah, to approach straight away. Yeah, we are still being a Singaporean. We still have the shyness.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I must say that's a big, like I mentioned before, public awareness.
Are you sick and tired of answering people's like random questions?
No, I don't, because I take it as part of education.
So questions like, how do you know when to stop wiping your ass? Is that like crossing a line?
Nope. Then I'll
Okay.
tell you the same thing like how you wipe your ass. You use a tissue paper, number one, all right? And of course, you can feel the moisture, right?
Oh, he really went going
Yeah,
into it.
most of the visually impaired, we don't leave home without it, which is our wet ones.
Right.
Yeah. So at home it's easier, you can wash off, right?
Yeah.
But at outside public place, just to be sure, we'll use the wet ones to wipe.
Right.
Yeah, just to be sure. By the way, I need a lot of sponsors for white ones.
I
Please
got
take
you.
note,
I will personally
sponsors.
sponsor you.
Yeah.
I think what John is saying is like he's afraid that, you know, if people just keep asking you like VI related questions, then maybe like people view you as your entire personality being the blind guy.
Yeah.
You know, and then they don't see you for who you are as like like
other
what
complex,
are Bernard's
yeah.
like interests and all that. They just keep on asking you. Every conversation goes around like trying to you know, like find out more about
No, it's
VI.
fine. It's fine. It's always nice for normal people or sighted people to get to know people with disability.
Right.
What we can do, what we can't do. We are the best person to ask. You know what I mean? Or to get answered. Like, you know, like you say, direct from the horse's mouth. You know what I mean?
Honestly, I feel like it's about the same. As in, I think for people who, like, if people don't know us, right, then they just label you as, oh, you're the daily ketchup guy.
Yeah, the podcast
Then
yeah,
whenever
you
they see you, they
stuck
ask, oh, how
up,
many
you
times
know.
your film a week? Then they keep asking questions about that. But then,
Yeah,
I
at
mean-
least you got something right. People ask about. It's not like,
Hello, we all
just to
blind.
clarify.
we do share our blind jokes also with my
Oh my, what?
colleague.
Give me your
Favorite.
sickest
favorite.
blind joke.
Okay, so you say, hey, see you tomorrow. Oh, what? See you tomorrow? You can't see. So this one way. And then sometimes we bang into each other. Hey, you blind or what? Yeah, I'm blind lah. you know what I mean? So these are the blind jokes that we share lah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I heard that at Knox, I cannot take it. I go to Knox and then this happened.
I think I realized that this is ingrained in Singaporeans from young, and it's actually politeness.
It
Like
is.
for example, when you see someone weird that is different from yourself, the first thing your mom tell you is don't look at that
Yeah,
person.
don't look.
Yeah.
Don't look. So
Yeah.
if growing up, I've been conditioned that if someone's different, I don't look at that person.
Right.
Going there to say hi and offering help is like three slaps to my mom in that sense. You know what I mean?
Making a joke.
Hello,
Yeah.
those were the older days.
Yeah, I realized
now,
there's so many things to unlearn and relearn.
Yes, and this is the time where you can, the opportunity for all of you in this new era to teach your mom and dad.
Yeah.
To break the ice.
So I'm curious, right? Can you actually tell when somebody feels awkward around you? Like, do you sense it?
From being quiet, yeah.
Like when you're
Sometimes, yes. Yeah, I do sense like, okay, maybe I cannot see the person roll the eyes, but I can sense like the fellow very awkward.
Right.
So I have friends with other disability too, right? We ourselves have our awkwardness, right? But how we overcome each other awkwardness. I mean, there's certain things that I'm gonna ask her. Hey, Carol, can you please stand up? she's on a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's actually
However, we make a joke of it.
I think it's so interesting because like PWDs, I would imagine, almost have to be extra considerate that like people might not realize what disability they may or may not have, right? And then you have to almost, how to say, like don't fault them for it.
Yeah.
Well, in my mind, I would imagine that you do have, in a sense, a right to feel a bit more entitled. But it's in fact the opposite. So I think that's quite interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting also that it's not just about us being not awkward and there to offer help. But I feel like to a certain extent, persons with disabilities also should learn not to shout at people. That offer help. Because I think it has happened before. Yeah. It has happened before. I think it's scarred many people.
Right.
So the learning for today is to offer help. Right? Go ahead and offer help, knowing that it is preferred that in the world of someone with any form of disability, that at least help is there for them to reject as opposed to help is not offered.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's always good to offer help, and then don't take it too hard if you reject you. Let's not stereotype all of us. The person that you come across a PWD, right? Many kind of PWD. They can be your father of someone. They can be a loved one of someone. They are parent or they could be a parent themselves. So please treat them with respect. Treat them with respect and dignity. That is something that they want so much, respect and dignity. That's the thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, and that's it for today. This episode was brought to you by SG Enable. So a big shout out to them, and of course, Bernard for joining us today.
Thank you, Bernard.
Thank you, guys. It's been wonderful. Thank you so much for inviting me to Daily Ketchup, and I feel so honored to be here speaking to three of you guys.
The honor was all ours, Bernard. We hope that today's episode has given you the confidence to be less awkward around people with disabilities. And for more information, you can visit SG Enable's website at sgenable.sg and follow them on Instagram at iamable.sg. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
See you when I see you.
He just had to get one more in, guys. He just had to.
Wait, I'm having a talking watch with me, so it tells me the time.
Oh.
There you go. That's how I tell the time. Nobody asked me, right? Haha, there you go.
Thank you.